Hey, Carmen. Long time no see, girl. How are you?
Sorry, I was trying to put it on. Oh, I'm okay. Yourself?
Just got off an insurance call and I was like, kept looking at the clock, like, please hurry.
Oh, it's hard juggling, eh?
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you're on. You're going to be part of the shout outs tonight. So
Oh,
you're there.
trying to get back on track. It's been a doozy.
Me too. I am with you on that one. Let me make sure Kori knows. Yeah, I enrolled my first stylist in months and it felt so weird. It was like,
Same. I'm like, oh, give me a minute. I don't even know
what do
what
I
to
do?
do.
I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah, it was so weird. I'm like, just ask me all the questions because I don't really remember what. I don't even know where to go when I've been here 3 years. And I'm like, what trainings do? What? I have no idea
Right.
anymore. I'm a little lost
No.
still. I'm
I'm like
trying to
writing
find.
it all down as I'm retraining her so I can kind of, you know, resystemize myself because I used to have like a boom, boom, boom. This is what you do.
Yeah, I had a good system too, and now I'm like, ee.
Yeah. Well, there's Miss Rebecca. I love seeing all of y'all's pictures at conference. I missed everybody so much, but it looked like
Oh,
everybody had such a good time.
yeah, I needed that very much.
Oh,
So,
I'm so glad. I'm gonna hit start recording. So, guys, we've had such a great month coming off of the amazingness of conference. And usually you have that, that splurge after conference, and then everything kind of dies down. But I feel like we're still running, and Carmen and I were just talking like we've enrolled people. It feels good to enroll people. Like for so long, it just felt like, a drought, and so people are enrolling. We're seeing people hitting new ranks again. We're seeing people hold on to ranks. So it's pretty cool. So I just want to shout out a few of our leaders. So far for August, this is our top PV, and these are people who are in our team page space. Lisa Ward leading the pack. Carmen, you'll have to tell her. So these are the numbers as of today. 1394 PV. Denise Sawyer, she's at 1066. Katrina, she's going to try to hop on here. She's at 1052. Alyssa, I see you, girl. 1027. Heather Barr, I see you. 909. And Christy, who's at a Jason Aldean concert, 897. So you girls are rocking it. So far for enrolled stylist of the month, I enrolled somebody, y'all. That's been a long time. I used to lead enrolling, and it has to. Your belief has to be so authentic because other people are not going to join you if you don't believe. And for so long, it's just been, I've been so, so many things going on that I think my belief was impacted. And so I feel like I'm on fire again, like really on fire. And I think my people are starting to see it, my VIP. And so belief is huge, not just for, it's got to start with you. And Carmen, I see you on here, and Carmen's daughter Mariah is on here, and Denise Sawyers is on here, and Alexis Smith is on here. So congratulations, and all of us we're Key Club people. So yay, we're also Key Club. Closed beauty socials. This is huge because parties are still what keeps everything going. We have Brittany Wright. All these have two closed socials, and this is up today. This could go up, but so far for today, for this month, two beauty socials is what the lead is, and we've got Brittany Wright, Alana Tilley, Barbara Lydell, Jessica Gore, and Wendy Baker. So congratulations for doing the parties. And the last thing I'll shout out are trip points. Oh my gosh, who is excited about that? So I finally enrolled someone and got them some points, so I'm excited. But Katrina's leading the way with 11,332 points. Way to go. And what really boosted her up was she enrolled in July and Alexis hit Gold Stylist, and that was like massive points. So enroll and get them to Gold Stylist, and you will get thousands of points. Denise Sawyer, she's up there at 5775. Lisa Ward, 4713. Alyssa Ravlin, she's going on that trip, 4468. And Alana, I see you. You are at 1, 2, 3. You're at number 5, 3776. So congratulations. I see you guys. We're back. We're working. And I really think this thread has helped inspire us and keep us going. And so the other day, Kori, I was talking to them on the thread, and I was like, we need a guest speaker. We need someone to talk to us. What do you guys want? And they were like, we want someone from TikTok. We want a TikTok person. And well, first they did ask for Eunice, and I'm like, I can't pull that. I can't get Eunice here. But the next thing was, we want TikTok, and you were the first person I thought of because first I saw you on Reels on Instagram, and then now you're in my TikTok, and you are so funny but creative, and the way you pull trending videos and make them color street is phenomenal. So everyone, I hope you're following Kori. She'll follow back. We're going to hand it over to her. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the chats. If you have questions, drop them in here. But I told Kori we're going to keep this very loose tonight. Nothing strategic. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story, and what made her decide, oh, I'm going to start making reels. I'm going to start becoming that person, Color Street person who does all these crazy things. And that's what she's become. So I'm going to mute myself, and Kori, take it over, girl.
Okay, thanks. First of all, thanks so much, guys. I am certainly, I'm not a self-described expert by any means, but I have a lot of fun. And I'm going on 5 years in November. I will have been a Color Street stylist. And I had just fallen in love with the nail strips back when that's all that there was. There was just the nail strips. And I was using them, and my friends were using them, and I was getting compliments from strangers. And I thought, why am I not making a little extra money? And so I jumped in. And then shortly after I started, my enroller got a promotion at her full-time job. And so she resigned from Color Street, and I just sort of was there, just sort of in the middle, and didn't know a lot of other people on the team because I was so new. And so I started diving into every single Color Street leader and person I could find. And I started watching Kelly France. I started watching Jesse Duncan. I just started following everybody I could find, and trying to get tips and tricks. And that's when I really fell in love with Instagram. And at the time, I created an Instagram page just for my Color Street. I had a personal page, and so I created an additional professional account for Instagram. I don't know if I'd do it that way again, if I were to do it all over again, but I didn't want to start over because I grew that organically. And I've been between 900 and 1,000 followers for probably the last 2 years. And it just sort of seemed to get stuck there. And I've also realized that it's not necessarily about followers or even how many views, but it's it's the connection in there, and then what that can turn into, those relationships that it can turn into. And sometimes that's the hardest part with those videos, I feel like, is because you want it to get seen, and you want all those numbers. And it's so cool to get those notifications saying you have over 5,000 views, but it doesn't matter if nothing comes from it. So also a little bit more about me. So I have 3 kids. At the time when I enrolled, they were teenagers, and absolutely everything was focused on them, nothing on me. And so it was so nice to have Color Street to really just give something to focus just on me. So that's when I really started to do the deep dive into videos, and I had a lot of fun. I started really loving like the transition videos. My dog's going to start to cry. I'm sorry if he's not neglected if you hear him. Trust me. So I started doing like these crazy, like, look horrible with naked nails, and then I do like a transition to having nails done. And now I've really enjoyed finding that trending audio and trying to somehow make the leap or the connection into our products. And so I think about a lot of times sort of like the nail strips are an easy one. Today I heard the audio about are you friends with her? Are you friends with her? And it's sort of like the jealous girlfriend type thing. And I was at work on my lunch break. Don't tell anybody. But my boss has um she has like 5 bottles of liquid nail polish there behind the desk. And I thought, oh, this is perfect. And one of them actually had spilled and has liquid polish gunked up all around the bottle. And I thought, I'm just going to pick this bottle up and say, "Are you friends with her?" And then make a prompt to encourage somebody to request a toozy. And so that is where I do get excited again when I get those requests on TikTok and Instagram to try the nail polish. And that's come here, come here. I'm so sorry. Um, so, but I still have fun because even if those requests aren't coming, doing the other, like the lipstick. Now I'm excited to do some videos for the lipstick sale that we have going tomorrow, or through the weekend. And trying to find video that is fun and engaging and just sort of out of the box and you wouldn't think about Color Street necessarily.
It's so funny you say that because you're playing around in the TikToks and the reels when you see a situation and your mind immediately goes to a reel sound. I know exactly the one you're talking about. I know exactly the reel you're talking about.
Yes, there's so many and some of them are recycled too, because I've actually created that one before, probably a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and now it's trending again. And so I really try to limit my time, so because I still have a teenager at home, I still am working, and also trying to do this business on the side, but really pour some effort into it and continue to grow my Color Street business as well. So it's not like I'm twiddling my thumbs or just scrolling, and I don't want to get into the doom scroll either, but I do spend Leroy, stop. Leroy likes to make videos too. Um, I spend about 10 nights where I will just literally go to Instagram and go to the reels section, and I will just look at the reels and I will look for the arrow. And a lot of times I won't even pay attention to them if they don't have that arrow.
Mhm.
And then if right off the first couple of seconds it sounds like promising, I'll click on it, look how many videos have been made. And I really shoot for a target of like 600 or less. And that's really what I find is gets the most views. But then there will be obscure things too. Like I just last week or the week, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, had it was during the Olympics. Um, I had one with like 311,000 and it was horrible. It's always the ones that you spend the least amount of time and just think they're sort of dumb and they'll get the most views and the most love. And then ones you spend time on have like 4 views. So
Right.
I don't care if people say there's rhyme or reason. I don't think there's rhyme or reason to it.
So take me back, Kori. The very first reel. Did you start with reels first?
I
Because
did,
I did. Me too. I started
I
with
did.
reels. Kelly France had a leadership thing in Palm Springs, and this was like 3 years ago now. And we were terrified. We were all terrified. We were like, oh my gosh. And she made us do it. She literally made us do it. And we used that little old lady's voice, that real funny little old lady that everyone loves. And we all used the same one. It was terrible. But take me back to your very first reel. How terrified were you? And what made you just keep doing it? Because I think that's where most of us who won't do reels get stuck. We
Sure.
like watching them. We know they're funny, but there's something that's in their head that makes them just not do it.
Part of it might be that I don't I have fun having a laugh at my expense maybe. I mean I don't I'm not embarrassed necessarily by things, and I do find pleasure in embarrassing my almost 16-year-old daughter. So that might be a piece of it is that I oh my gosh, Aiden, come get him. Um Sorry. So I feel like part of me is just sort of let go of what are people going to say or think, and sort of with that mantra, like, nobody else is coming here to pay the bills, nobody here is taking my daughter back to school shopping, nobody is, and if I'm going to do this, I want to do it, and it's fun. And when you can get people to laugh and get that engagement and get a few sample requests and meet new customers and have new connections that way, it's all worth it in my mind.
I have people say, why does it matter if you have, followers? And I think people don't understand that it unlocks other areas of social selling having followers. And so it's not just so you can be the most popular person or, look at me, I've got this, but it literally, depending on which platform you're using, it unlocks certain benefits. And, that's for me, it's not a lot of money, but 75 bucks a month from Facebook, 100 bucks a month.
Yep.
Heck yeah, I'll make that every day, just
Yes.
for doing what I would find fun to do anyway. And for me, the outreach has expanded from just Color Street to now life insurance. And I wish I would have broken my pages up sooner, like you did. That was so smart of you. Or I just wish I would have done that. But people who may not like Color Street, but they might relate to me as a mom. But maybe they didn't like the nails, but now they're seeing me with the makeup bomb. Like,
Mhm.
you're
Yes,
expanding your audience.
yes, exactly. And so even if you're not always daily seeing the fruits of that labor, growing your network to me is 1000% worth it. And I have added a lot of people to my VIP group from there. I mean, my VIP group is still small. It's still less than 500 people on Facebook. So it's still and for being in it almost 5 years, that's a considerably small group. Um, so so it was something, and it was also something easy enough that if I could spend 10 minutes a day doing this quick video, I'm one of those sort of like check things, and I feel good when I do things. And so if I could do one of those a day, and so my goal was, I think it was about 4 years ago, I made a goal to post every day on Instagram. And almost always those are videos for me. I will do a static, I'll do like especially a carousel now with like 5 to 10 slides, 5 to 10 photos. Um, Another thing is I, I watch my daughter and see what she does. And because she's on trend. And so she and her friends are doing all these carousels and photo dumps. And so when I'm tired and I don't feel like making a reel, I'll do a photo dump on my um Instagram, my Color Street Instagram of, what I wore for the week, my nails for the week, my different makeup looks for the week, whatever. I'm super, it's really, that's unlocked things too, the different color eyeliners to wear and the different lipsticks. And so
I
just
saw your
being able
lipstick today. I saw that. That was a lot of lipstick you had on. So okay, so for everyone listening, I know most of us have Instagrams and most of us have TikToks. Let's go in the thread after this call's over and drop your Instagram and drop your TikTok, and let's follow each other. Let's help build each other up. Let's follow Kori. And don't just follow people, comment, heart, favorite. That is how things start getting seen. The algorithm is forever changing. And I'm here to tell you, and Kori can back me up on this, where Facebook, 16 years ago used to just be your status. It that people aren't seeing your posts anymore. The status is so yesterday. What people are seeing now are reels, are videos, are carousels. So if you feel like your content's not being seen, you're probably right. It's not. They have pushed it so far down to bring up the reels because people, that's what people are responding to. Now that might change, and who knows, next year it might not be, but right now it's reels. This is where it's at. So if you're afraid, if you're nervous, like Kori said, start with a photograph. Take your best photograph, and put it to music. Kori, what's a good tip for someone who maybe does get embarrassed and they are afraid? Like, what would you say to push them out of their comfort zone?
I would suggest even trying that you don't have to show your face all the time. I mean, I would encourage you to show your face, But if you're not comfortable doing that right out the gate, and I'm somebody who takes pictures a lot. Ask anybody in my family, I'm constantly taking pictures, and so so she switched. I switched some of that to taking video. So even like this summer, my adult son and I were walking around a sculpture garden in Minnesota, and instead of just taking photos, I would take just even 10 to 30-second videos because I thought it was really cool and it's something I want to look back. But then I can also take that 10-second clip and recycle it and just put print over top of it of something encouraging or something about Color Street or something about joining my team or something about the camaraderie of my teammates and how much value that has brought into my life from this business. So there are other ways to do it without putting lipstick all over your face and
Right.
making a fool of yourself.
And you just brought up an important point. So, hashtagging your Facebook status, that's really, I mean, it gets seen, but hashtagging these reels and TikToks, Google what's popular, what's trending. These hashtags are so important. Gen X is really trending right now. Oasis coming back. So even if you don't like Oasis, trend stuff that it don't even have to have nothing to do with it. Tag Taylor Swift, even if it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift, and you're going to get seen. But I did a sunset video at the beach, and I thought I saved it because I thought I don't have an idea for it right now, but if a song will come to me or something will come to me eventually. And just save an area of your iPhone or your smartphone for these video clips so that you can find them really quickly. But Kori, what do you think was your best reel? How many views and how quickly did, like you said, sometimes the silliest ones you don't even think about are the most popular.
Well, the one I had just a few weeks ago had it was trending audio from the Olympics, and it was I can't even remember. I think it was like the sound of the vault, and I was applying. I didn't have any make. I looked horrible. I think I actually burped during it because if you look at my mouth, it looks like it opens a little bit, closes back up. And I was just applying a nail strip to my pinky and I went like that. And it was just the quick, like the sound of running and then the little somebody going over an Olympian going over the vault. But because that sound went so viral and that sound was so popular, I think it is a horrible, horrible video, but it shows the nail strips, it shows how quick they are. And then it prompted to request a sample. And so because I have a Google form for my sample requests. So I always say link in bio. I know experts will say don't say that anymore, but I still have people filling out that Google form request for a doozy. And on TikTok, I can't make my link clickable, but I'll have people put in the comments to ask me how to get one. And so I'll say, put a heart in the comment if you want to try for free, and they'll do that or they'll message me. And so I just actually booked a party off of TikTok for the first time last week. So and I don't have, I'm still under 1,000 followers on TikTok. So I don't have, thousands of followers. It's not anybody can do this. That's the cool part about it is anybody can do it. And again, just if you take 5 minutes and scroll on the For You page and see sort of what is out there and what people are doing, people just want to be entertained truly. And if you can add a little value in there or some, help them solve a problem, then you're entertaining and helping them.
We have a question. So Carmen says, "Do you ever do TikTok lives?" She just got access but has no idea how to execute it.
I know that I did that challenge in one team when she did the training on TikTok lives. And so I started really amping up my TikToks again. I had sort of left them live, but now I'll save my reel before it's branded on Instagram and download it. And then I'll share it to TikTok. And I'm still like 100 followers shy. Of having access to go live. So I've not ever done it. I've gone live on Instagram and I'll just do very generic things.
I have not gone live on TikTok, and I think I'm almost at 2,500, but I don't know why I'm terrified. I'll go live on Facebook like it's nothing, But
It's,
I'm a,
Kori, I think that they changed it to 800.
Oh,
So
then
if
maybe
you hit the plus button at the bottom and you scroll over, I bet you do have it.
I
But
might.
I'm
gonna have to
also like,
try.
it's completely different than Facebook or Instagram. I
Mm.
actually got kicked off my first live because my mom was playing slots. So I mean, it was like shut down. I was like, oh, I don't even know what's going on, but there's things flying everywhere. And then it also doesn't save it like it did. So you really have to
Oh,
be strategic in how you execute it, because I was like ignoring the messages thinking, oh, I'll go back and read them and do it later.
yeah.
And then I was
Oh
like,
gosh,
oh,
that's good
that's
to know,
gone.
Carmen.
So
That's so good to know. I have not. Brianna went live. She's gone live several times now. So we'll have to pick her brain about that. Carmen in the thread. I haven't gone live on Instagram either. I don't know why in my head I think it's in my head I've got to get that out of my head and think that there's like some big difference between, the platforms. So going back to your early videos, your early things. What are some tips you would give some of our newbies who, they're just getting started? Oh, and one other thing, sound is big right now. That AMSR, which I had to Google that because I was like, what does that mean? And so, who else loves AMSR videos? I could listen to those all day long, just clicking and typing and
Uh-huh.
so even if you don't want to talk, you could just be going through your Color Street nails and making all the clicking noises, and that's going to be a video. But what 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 would advice would you what would you change differently knowing what you know now, going back to the early days?
What would I change? What would I change? Boy, that's a great question. I probably would be less because I used to only record on days that I like got done up. So days that I would put on makeup and do my hair, I would batch record videos. And so I would do a bunch. And I don't do that anymore. I've let go. I don't care as much if I have makeup on or not, even selling it now. So I probably should care more. But I don't I really I want to show all of those sides of me too. Like I'm not always wearing makeup. My hair is not always done. And so I want to be really authentic about that. And so I think I would maybe just not wait and be more real. And I always hear Kelly Francis' voice in my head, just start sloppy, just do it. Like when you were saying the typing, you could, if you could have somebody hold you, or if you had or hold your camera or phone, or if you had a stand, you could just have your nails clicking on the keypad. Why are the words like just clicking on the keypad to do ASMR and just show the nails and say if you want to try for free. I mean, you can do it without showing your face if that's and it's I think my very first video was my cat and that got like 23,000 and I was like, what is happening? And
Right, cats, animals, the beach,
yeah,
drinks. My best videos have been me drinking, and everyone thinks I have this drinking problem, and I don't. Sometimes it's iced tea I'm drinking because I have to do it for one of my jobs, but it's like drinking is big. What's your best tool that you use for your videos that you would recommend everyone get?
oh gosh, you know what, right now my stand is broken and I've had two different stands. I long for a phone stand that really is good. So I don't have that advice necessarily because I'll prop my phone in the window. I will beg my daughter or partner to follow me around and record and they roll their eyes and they'll still do it, or I'll set it up in my office at work. So um it's our products. That's it. That's what I show. Yesterday, my daughter had a golf practice. Oh, I can't think of the trending sound. Oh, it was the treat yourself. It's from Parks and Recreation, and um Donna and Tom Helverford are having their whatever day, and she says mimosas, and he says treat yourself. Fine leather goods, treat yourself. And I'm like, oh man, that's perfect. When I get home, and I was so tired, and so I thought, you know what? And I dug in my purse and I had the cuticle cream and the strengthening nail serum. I had a mascara in my purse. I had three of our lip oils in my purse. I had catalog in my purse and twosies to hand out. So I just sat in my car and I just held up different things saying mimosas, and then but held it up showing all of our different things in the catalog. So sometimes it's just our stuff. I don't have any expensive anythings other than my phone that takes really great videos. But by now we all have that.
Right. Carmen, what's Video Leap? Carmen said Video Leap is amazing.
Video Leap is a video, like I can put pictures or videos and it puts it all together and makes it look like, and you don't have to do a lot of thinking. Like when you're there, you pick a template and you literally put in your like 5 pictures, but it'll make them like intertwine, do this, do that, whatever. And I find it a really quick, easy way to do a reel or TikTok and then add your stuff. I do have a question for Kori. You kind of talked about it a tiny bit about like, I think for a lot of people, they're doing the things, but they're missing that connection of how to get the sales or the samples out. Samples would be my biggest one that I'd want in that. Like, do you always just put it on the screen saying put a heart in the comment, or do you do a poll, or what's your best tip to get?
I think, well, and sometimes I think about what I would, is when a lot of times when I'm watching these videos, I'm not reading the caption, even if they say read the caption. And I know that you're supposed to, I mean, that's what I for years have followed these Instagram gurus who tell you how to get the best interaction is to make this caption, make a call to action in the caption. And I'm thinking, but when I'm looking at, as a consumer, I'm not reading their captions. I'm just watching their videos. So, and then my daughter has informed me she doesn't like reading all that stuff. So I really try to find balance. And
She's just a
sometimes
girl.
don't make me read. It's the summer. So I will, but
I read.
I know.
I read.
Yes.
I would just like to. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting stuff, but I read. I'm an educated girl.
She does. Okay. But with because I always want to put closed captions on there. And so it becomes a lot. That can get overwhelming too if you've got all of this text and then I'm putting other text. So I have done before just drop a heart for a sample. I know for a while they were saying you had to say 2-finger tester, and I was very careful about that. And I haven't heard them get on. So I've just been saying, ask for a sample again, because it's just easier. And it's more concise. And so sometimes I put it in the caption, sometimes I put it as text right on the video. And I don't think one has necessarily done like glaringly better than the other.
Okay. This is kind of what it does, guys. So I just put one picture of our new set in there. And then, is it going? Like it'll do just different things like that. And like, you don't have to do anything. And you just like, you could put 1 to 30 different things in, but it just makes it a little bit more interesting to look at than just like boom, 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 I find.
Yeah, because what I've noticed with TikTok, Instagram does not like TikTok. And so, Instagram's not happy when you bring just a picture over, and you'll get no views on that. So I've had to, it's easier to share it, but the platforms don't get along. So Facebook, Instagram get along. TikTok, even though TikTok wants to get along with them, they don't want to get along with TikTok.
I will sometimes create in CapCut, which I think is somewhat similar to Video Leap. But a lot of times I create my reels right in Instagram, but then before I go and get to like where you add the caption, I go in, and now they're moving it around all the time. Now for me, it's like 3 dots up in the corner. You have to hit and hit save and download. So I'll download it. That way it doesn't have any of the Instagram branding on it. And I'll copy my text before I move it over to TikTok. And then when I move it over to TikTok, I also add all of those. And like you say, on TikTok, there are crazy trends like Mountain Dew it'll hashtag some weird things will be and For You and FYP and viral and all of those things. So XY, yeah, all of the things. So I'll add things every once in a while. I'm glad somebody else's dog.
Another thing that we have to remember too is that we can go back into our archives and what we've done, maybe even like 2 years ago, and then flip them over to TikTok if you weren't using TikTok, or vice versa. And I think we miss a lot of opportunity with like, and it's fun to kind of see which platform gets more interaction
Isn't
or
it funny?
views or
It's
whatever.
so weird because like TikTok will blow up and then Instagram's like 5 viewers and you're like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. But yeah, so gals, if y'all are listening, definitely make sure you've got your Instagram set up to where you are saving it straight to Facebook, the reels, because you can earn money on this. And I mean, it might not be a lot of money, but you know, $70 a month is about what I average, and it's crazy to get a check. And first it said Meta, and I was like, oh gosh, is it a bill? Because it sends it as an invoice, and I'm like, am I getting billed? And then I open it and I realize, oh my gosh, they're paying me. Like, and I'm not like a creator by any means, but you know, that's pretty cool. Dogs are barking. Carmen, tell us your best tips for someone just getting started. How do we get all these girls going?
I think just don't overanalyze it. Don't look back at it. I don't listen to myself do it. I think just allow yourself to just, I think the dumber you look, the better the views are, honestly. When I'm looking for that, like, you know, when you can find the I don't know what they call it, but the cover photo or whatever, I'm always like, where do I look the dumbest? And I go to that, because then people are like, what's going on? Or when you're doing something funny. But I think that just allowing yourself to do that and just do it and do it again and do it again and do it again, and also allow yourself to do the same thing again, because like it's not like your Facebook wall, it's going everywhere. I highly suggest getting the professional dashboard if you don't, because it's so helpful in just reminding you what to do, and it also like directs you into being like, comment on these posts.
Instagram.
On both. I do it on both, on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram, not TikTok. I'm just starting to do TikTok a little bit more. I don't know why it scares me so much, but it does. But I put stuff on there. I just don't understand it. And that's where I think I just need to have that understanding. But I do find that the professional dashboards on the other two have been really, really helpful for my brain to be like, oh, you know what? I haven't commented on that. Like, it directs you to do what you need to do. And it's like a little video game. It's like, oh, if you get this many reels up, you get this little thing. And I'm like, I'm all for that. So, but it has helped me a lot. And like my views now have gone up from like a few hundred views to now my reach is at like 55,000.6. And just by doing those things of like, okay, I'm going to follow that. It's telling me now, like, you need to share your top performance, like do your post, start posting to reach creation goal. Like, I don't know, just for me, it's like, because there are so many things to focus on and do that I find that helpful. And then if you're doing with TikTok, I would just do that and bring it over, you know, like.
So I wish Kat was here. She's actually at and who would turn this down? A Taylor Swift like concert. It's not Taylor Swift, but it's like all the music and you're just singing to it. And I would go to that in a minute. So that's where she's at. But she started growing hers with that follow train trend that was on TikTok, and she went up like 1,500 people. She's at like 3,000 people now. And so she said, okay, don't just be a consumer. You have to, I forget what the other word was. You don't want to just take, you want to give. So the first thing that she would do every day on her TikTok was she would at least reply back to comments. She would follow. She would save. And just doing those things to other people she related to, other women, that just seemed to snowball her followers. So she said, don't just be out there to put your stuff out. You want to be consuming what other people are putting out there too, and it helps your algorithm because you give, you take back. It's a circle of life. So that would probably be her best tip. And I started doing it, and I went up maybe a few hundred, nothing like she did, but she was using also the correct hashtags at the time that were really trending. And so she was having all these women following her and commenting, and I'm just watching her numbers every day go up by hundreds, and I'm like, what the heck, or what kind of magic is this? So it's just a little something that it's just like Facebook used to be. You were probably afraid to post your first status on Facebook. You were probably afraid to post your first selfie. You were probably afraid to post, something vulnerable. We've all been there. And now look at us, vulnerable, selfie posting.
Yeah, I
And
think not, oh, I'm sorry, Trinity.
no, no, no,
I
you
would
go.
say just to not overthink it. I think that Carmen said also, just I mean, don't I try not even to save drafts too much, because I'll look at them and think, oh no, I don't want to do that. If I make it and just post it, I don't think about it, and I never delete. Oh my gosh. It's a cat. Um, Never delete. I'll look back and think, oh my word, that's so embarrassing or so ridiculous. But I mean, I think you can lean into that a little bit. And same, Carmen, I will look through that same roll and and of the video and find the goofiest looking to try to grab people's attention to
That's
bring
such a
them
good
in.
tip. That is
And I
such a
think
good
with
tip.
reels and that too, and TikTok especially, like something that you did 3 years ago can all of a sudden start getting views. And it's crazy because with your Facebook feed, I mean, once it's gone, it's like gone. Nobody's scrolling back to see that.
No,
Right.
it's so hard to scroll back now on Facebook. It's like impossible.
So I think too, like you can go back into your TikTok and change your hashtags and do that too, or add that to try to get that boosted up as well. And it's like can be like 4 or 5 years ago if you need. I don't know how long TikTok's been around because I've been scared of it, but
Everybody put a 1 in the comments if this has been helpful to you. I know it's been helpful to me. I think the best TikToks that I love are people who are genuine, who are authentic. They're not trying to be something they're not. They're just loving life. They're just living life. That's another reel. I'm living life. And I've always thought that about Kori. She makes me smile. And I'm also thinking, I'm scratching my head thinking, what's going on in her head for her to know to turn that into Color Street? But it's genius. It's a genius thought, the way that she turns some of her stuff into Color Street. And, guys, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like Kori said, look at these videos of what's already been done. And I'll do that a lot of times. I'll use a caption that someone else has done, but I'll use it a little bit differently, and I'll create mine differently. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You don't want to completely steal someone's content at all, but hey, borrow it and make it yours, but change it up enough to where it's authentic to what you're saying. But this has been so much fun. So homework tonight, go back in our thread, drop your TikTok handle, drop your Instagram. Is that still a handle? I felt so old saying that. drop whatever, your name on Instagram, your name on TikTok, and let's all follow each other, and then let's take it extra credit and comment on some of our recent stuff just to see that boost. And I'm going to get a picture of all of us. So if everyone can turn your cameras on for just a second, and I'll count down for us. This has been a lot of fun. There's those pretty faces. Hi, everybody. Hi, Carrie. And I know Alyssa had to go because of a kid situation. So Carmen, you know this. I'm gonna let Carmen do one too, because Carmen's got the best phone. So Carmen, you do it too. Yay. But this has been a lot of fun. I recorded this, so what I'll do is I will upload it. I will put it on YouTube. I have a private channel, and then I'll drop the comments. I'll drop this hopefully by tomorrow into our thread. So if you know someone on your team that's interested in it, this is not how to do TikTok. Literally, when people say that, I need to know how to do TikTok. No, you don't. You just need to just get in there and start pushing buttons and learning it. It's just literally one of those things where we can't teach you. It's kind of like what Kelly did to us. She just pushed us into a room and made us start doing it. And it was really scary and terrible. But here we are, 3 years later, having fun with it. But let's all follow each other, support each other. That's what sisters do. So proud of you guys for hitting 300. Kori, let's all clap for Kori. Thank you so much. Friend
Thank you,
Kori,
guys.
if you haven't
Thank
friended
you.
friend Kori, she's awesome. Kori, you'll be in Indianapolis, right?
Yes, I bought my ticket.
Yay. So we will, yay. So we will definitely all have to get together. Kori's I'm going to add her to our team page so she can hop in. And if you guys ever have any questions, I'm sure she would not mind you messaging her. But yeah, this is going to be fun. And guys, most of you have already hit that 300. So you're going to be in August, the September version, which is August. So we've already got that going, and love what we're doing here. This is a thriving group. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Have a great night. Mwah.
Yes.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thank you for a great meeting.